we could probably take off right here with that wind we've got right now.
Oh, I know we could.
Mexico Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation 1625. Zulu weather wind 220 at 23 gust 27 visibility 10 clear low 12,000 temperature 24 Celsius 0.14 altimeter 2 9 3.
It's a windy day for sure.
It is.
And so we're nearly April already, so time flies. And yeah, starting fourth month of the year, isn't that incredible?
It is, yeah. Third of the way through.
Mexico traffic, Bravo 70 Yankee November is crossing 1836 Mexico.
So April is oftentimes the start of the new flying season. Sun and Fun is around the corner. I know a lot of years in the past, Sun and Fun already started at the beginning of April.
Right, a little late this year because of Easter. So.
Right. It's a little bit later. So, but we're looking forward to that. That's going to be our first big cross-country trip. And we're here in the Stol CH 750 Super Duty.
Yeah, it's a fun airplane. High wing, center stick. That you can use up this is 205 horse, but 180 up to 240 is fine.
Yeah, one of the things I like about these Zeniths, especially the larger ones, is you really have a lot of good engine choices out there, a lot of different choices.
Yes, and you do, exactly.
And, you know, while having extra horsepower is always nice, you don't need it. You know, 140 horse does quite well on an airplane like this. At the end of the day, it's still a 750.
Right.
So it's not, you know, it's not like a big four-seater airplane where you need 180, 200 horsepower. So today is a spring-like day, well, nearly summer-like.
I was gonna say.
I know this morning is funny because, you know, I always check the weather in the morning before I get dressed, and it was a high of, I think, 87, they said.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have said high 47, because this time of the year, you don't know. You know, you decided to wear blue jeans. I decided to wear shorts, obviously.
Right, yeah, because yesterday morning it was like...
Oh, yeah.
6 a.m. is like 30-some degrees.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold, and it turned out to be a nice day, but it was still cold in the morning. And that's springtime in Missouri. A lot of places, though, I think are like that. It's what makes spring interesting.
Right. We should have a tailwind head to Sun and Fun, hopefully, but you never know by that time.
We never know. Sun and Fun is always a good trip because it is a trip. It's 1,200 miles, so it's a real journey, you know. And we always enjoy the trip because the way we plan it, we're flying kind of low and slow. We don't really know where we're going to be stopping for fuel. And
I've already figured. Yeah, I figured where we're spending the first night because Perry Faux is like 640 nautical miles. So that's our first overnight.
You want to make it to Perry Faux?
Yeah, because the good food restaurant. Remember?
Yeah.
Gotta have a reason, right?
That tells you we're getting old when we plan our stops based on food, you know. But you have a good point, though. We do have one of our little favorite haunts is a little seafood. It's kind of a little dive bar, but it's a neat place.
No, it's the other one I'm talking about. Not the bar, but the seafood restaurant.
Yeah, that's right. They don't even serve alcohol there. It's a family stop.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good place.
All right, we'll just do a quick run up here. And put down a little bit of flaps. Doors lock secure. Doors clear and free. We do have fuel. Temperatures are great. We just do a normal takeoff today because the winds are, you know, over 30 miles an hour. So yes, we can take off short, but the gust factors, you don't want to shove into it full power. You just don't know what's going to happen, so you want to ease. And still, you're going to take off in less than probably 100 to 150 feet.
Yeah, it'll be short.
Right.
Yeah. And it is gusty. It was even just walking is gusty.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not the winds. It's always that gust. You know, you go from 18 and all of a sudden gust into 30s. Like, whoa, hold on.
yeah.
Hey, Mexico traffic, Bravo 750 Yankee November is going to be departing runway 24. Be a stop departure for a local flight, Mexico.
All right, so So what we're going to do is going to get the stick back about, 60%, if you want a number. And then ease the brakes in, a little bit of power. Nose comes up instantly today. Now using the rest of the power, a little right rudder.
Yeah, you were airborne before the end of the solid lines there. So
Yeah, and I held it on. So yeah, exactly.
And here we are, it's actually not too bad up here.
Yeah.
It's always on windy days, you never know what to expect in the air.
Oh yeah, you never know.
Sometimes it's smooth as anything, other times it's very bumpy. Today, you might get thermals, but
We're not up yet. Might have to stay at this altitude. Oh yeah.
you're right. Well, we don't need to stay up very long. It is just a great opportunity to go flying again. We haven't done that in a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
So, we've had a couple of interesting workshops this year already. We were in Texas. Well, you were in Texas. I was in Arizona. And those were kind of good workshops. Great to visit with the Zenith community out there and to introduce new builders to Zenith.
Right.
And and we continue to do the factory workshops and invite all of you that are interested in building, coming out, going flying. It is a little bit bumpy out, quite a bit bumpy out now, as I can see your hand movements on here. And like I say, we don't have to stay up very long. Yeah, it's getting bumpy, so we don't have to stay long.
Oh yeah, no.
And turbulent air, we kind of have turbulent, oh, there you go. Yeah. But where I was going, we got a bit of turbulent times in the industry. This past Friday, we were all kind of taken aback by the surprise news from Sonex that they were shutting doors effective immediately. And of course, we never like to hear that in any industry. Of course, in the aviation industry, that's dear and true to us. We don't like to see that, but that is a big thing for the industry. What's your immediate take on that, Roger?
Well, Sebastien, you are correct. I mean, they're just one big family like us, and we're all in this together. And we've been dealing with Sonex, as Zenith has, since the early '90s.
Right.
And so, yeah, I hate to hear this too, and it's for the customers too.
Right. Yeah, we always hate to see that when it happens in like I said, any industry, but especially in the aviation industry. And I want to reach out, personally to all the Sonex customers out there, that if there's something that we can help as Zenith, whether it's parts support or anything like that, do reach out to us. If you're one of those early customers that had a deposit on that is no longer going to be able to be honored, reach out to us. We'll try to help out whatever we can with the Zenith offerings that we have, because I always hate to see a customer give up on their dream of building and flying their own airplane because of something like that. It's a real shame if and when that happens.
I've already had a customer reach out to me this morning, and yes, he didn't want to delay building, and he's ordered a 750 Cruiser because he just doesn't want to delay.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
And kudos to that customer, not to be discouraged by that. I know sometimes the financial impact is discouraging in and of itself, but you can get active as a builder. Get a small deposit going, just get started, get working on it. And for us as Zenith, when I look at at a competitor going out of business, it's always I use that as a bit of introspection. Is how are we? We're not going out of business. And and I look back on all the contributions my dad brought to us. Not only did he give us great designs, he gave us, I think, some good business philosophy, how to run a business. And number one, not operating on customer deposits. Using that money as a deposit, as it should be. And then number two is staying away from debt as much as possible, because I know sometimes it's tempting to get to borrow to build a business, but you got to remember, you got to pay it back with interest, and so and business may slow down. And so I've been fortunate, brought up in I don't want to say completely debt-free environment, but where we respect debt. There's a place for it, but also there's it's always a good thing not to build a business just on that. So Looking back, you know, I'm thankful that we aren't in these dire situations. You know, business is like anything else. There's some years are going to be a little bit busier than other years. Some years are going to be a bit slower. And I hate to say it, you know, we live in uncertain times. Thankfully, though, we've got a strong Zenith community. We've got a lot of builders and you know, building and flying airplanes. I think it's a dream that a lot of us share and a lot of us have, and it's always a good time to pursue dreams. Is always what I say to folks. Is, you know, don't wait till you're really old. You know, do it while you can. And then for us as Zenith, I like the kit concept because you can start building with, again, a component kit. You don't have to build a whole airplane. You start one rivet at a time. To all Sonex customers, you know, we feel for you guys, and as well as Mark and his family. You know, I've already reached out to Mark, offering our help in any way, and who knows what that'll take, what form that will take. You know, it's when you make a sudden announcement to close your doors, you probably haven't had time to fully analyze all the options going beyond that. You know, in terms of ongoing support and service and things like that. So we'll see what happens on that side. But again, we feel for all you guys, and we're here to support anybody in the industry. You know, it's interesting. You know, Heintz Aircraft, they went through their reorganization a year and a half ago now, and they seem to have come out fairly strong with it. I know some customers got kind of burned in the process, but overall they seem to have put that behind them. And with Sonex, it sounds more definitive closing the doors, but at the same time, you know, there's always a future, and so we want to help out any way we can. I see you're already lined up to land out here. It's we're probably going to keep this short because of the weather out here. It's a little bit turbulent. You know, like we mentioned, Sun and Fun is coming up, and we'll do another video prior to Sun and Fun, prior to flying down. You know, like you said, we always enjoy the flight down, and at Sun and Fun, we're doing another year like we've done in the past. Handful of our demo airplanes will be out there. We'll be also doing some hands-on sheet metal workshops, and I've got some seminars lined up as well. So look forward to meeting all the existing customers. All you new customers, make sure to visit with us at Sun and Fun. We like to call it spring break for pilots because it is really kind of that time frame. And so now you're kind of lined up on a long final here. You can see our ground speed. Where is our ground speed on here?
Well, we're showing 18, 19 miles an hour right at the nose.
Yeah.
That's right here. I think it's a little more, it's lower.
Mexico traffic, Spurmo 750 is on short final, 24 Mexico.
So short final will probably take us about 2 minutes to get in.
Yeah. We got gas indicators, they should probably seatbelts.
Wednesday traffic, medevac 459 Alpha Mike, 6 miles, west-southwest, transitioning northwestbound towards Columbia 2000, Wednesday traffic.
And you know what I love about these airplanes, they really are good all-weather, all-time flying airplanes. You know, with no wind, they do extremely well. With wind, they still handle really quite well.
They do, exactly.
Visibility is excellent, and you know, full-length flaperon controls, you never really run out of control. You know, the demonstrated crosswind capability, what would you say that you've demonstrated?
I've done probably 30 knots, but when you get to that speed, it's not the wind, it's the gust factor.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you get one wheel on the ground, I mean, your crosswind is kind of done.
But the nice thing is you can still do it. You're not risking too much.
It's the pilot, it's not the plane, more or less.
Exactly.
And we got a little crosswind. Oh yeah, the wind suction.
Yeah, it shifted to the south a little bit.
And I probably will land a little longer because I am playing with the gust. Oh yeah. Get lined up here on the center line.
And you've always got a long runway out here. Oh yeah, there is crosswind. Nicely done. You know, that's one of the things I love flying with you out here. I never really have to be concerned about the weather conditions. You always make it look pretty easy.
I don't know.
I know you may be a little nervous or whatever, but maybe I'm just a little complacent. But it's experience, you know.
Oh, it is.
Obviously, you do a great job being a demo pilot, and and this time is no exception.
Yeah, there's not too many days I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to go. I would go up, but there's days I'd say, it might be a better day to go up some other time.
Well, even like today,
Yeah.
you're doing it as a demo flight. You probably wouldn't want to take a non-pilot spouses flying because
Exactly.
they may find it just a little bit uncomfortable because it is a little bit uncomfortable.
Sure, exactly.
There are days. And today, you got a clear sky. You probably go up to 3,000-4,000 feet, probably smooths right out.
Right.
But down below it gets bumpy. So. Well, anyway, we enjoyed sharing some news about Sun and Fun workshops, and a bit of unfortunate news with Sonex. But we'll, as a community, I think we get through these things always, and look forward to speaking with all new and existing customers. Reach out to us.
Yep, see you guys.